Hello everyone, good morning or good night depending what time you're watching this. Usually probably at the night time because that's when you all watch YouTube, mum and dad. But so I'm filming this after I filmed everything else because I forgot to film at the start of the day. I was so tired. I filmed like my activities and stuff, but yeah, so at the beginning of this video I will show you Arthur's Seat, which is the mountain in Edinburgh that I climbed this morning. It's not much of a climb. I'll include like how tall it is and all of that, all the photos, all the little stops on the way. It's quite cool. I took a few videos while I was walking, lots of photos. Yeah, well, I guess that was just me trying to introduce the start of it. I have no clue how to do this YouTube shit, so I hope you're all cringing very hard at this. I'm currently in my hotel room eating lunch, so I will just get straight into it. Okay, so I am going for a walk up to Arthur's Seat. I've just woken up like an hour ago, so I might look very terrible. There's some bunnies in front of me. So that tall mountain right there is where I'm going. And then there's a little ruin on that castle, on that hill there, like when I say. So the plan for the day, I will try to video as much of it as I can, but it's kind of awkward filming in public. So today I'm doing this, then I'll go back to the hotel and I'll get ready and out of my hiking clothes, and I'm gonna go to the Edinburgh Farmers Market, so that's just below the castle. That starts at 9:30, the time is currently roughly 7, I think. 8 degrees, and so you know how like back home we have a huge coffee culture and everyone's awake at like 6:30, 5:30. That's not like here. No one is awake at 5:30, 6:30 unless they have to be for work. So I look really weird when I look at my face, but it's probably just the camera. But yeah. So yeah, today I will be going to do the farmers market at 9:30, then Edinburgh Castle around 10:30, 11, then get some lunch, and then go to the National Museum of Scotland, and then to the War Museum. So right now I'm walking past the Holyrood Palace, so that's where I believe Mary Queen of Scots sort of reigned while she was in Scotland before she got executed by her sister or cousin or something. I'll try to get a video of it. It's all closed off until like 9:30 or something, so I'll try to get a video when I'm walking past right now. So I couldn't actually get a video because the wall was in the way, so that was disappointing. But I've just gone for a lovely dawdle for about half an hour from my hotel to Arthur's Seat. It was very cold when I first walked out. I contemplated going back and just like doing a little loop around my hotel. I was like, no, I'm gonna do it because today's my last full day in Edinburgh. So if I don't do it now, I won't. You can tell it's a pretty meek day today. Very overcast, rain is forecast, but not a lot of rain, just, you know, occasional drizzles. That's the castle over there, Holyrood Palace. And this is the start of Arthur's Seat. So the highest temperature today is about 14 degrees, which is pretty good. It's pretty similar to yesterday, but there is a pretty sharp wind that is blowing at the moment. But we live and we, you know, tourists that come here for like a day or 2 or 3 days usually only come to Edinburgh. It's very, very busy. Last time I came around 10:30 or 11 in the morning. It was so freaking busy. You get stuck behind the slowest people and it's like unenjoyable, and you get to the top and there's just hundreds of people on this little rock area and you're trying to get a photo, but everyone's in your photo and it's like so annoying. But so I should beat that today, and then so everything will start to open by the time I get back to my hotel, which is good because I'm kind of hungry and would like a cup of coffee or hot chocolate or something. But lots of birds, lots of seagulls around, and there's so many very pretty flowers. Like, so in March, April and May, the Scottish cherry blossoms bloom, so there's been a couple of those around. There's these gorgeous yellow like trumpet flower things. They're so cool. Very beautiful here. I bought like a chest strap phone holder thing, so that when I like did my castle adventures I'd be able to just have my phone stable and not have to hold it in my hands. But I was gonna bring it and then I was like, no, I'll probably look a bit weird walking around with a big, you know, phone strapped to my chest. So, but there's hardly anyone around, so I don't think anyone would have cared. But oh well, I didn't bring that. If I did, I would have filmed the whole walk for you, but I would have put it in like 2x speed, so it was a bit faster. It's about a 25-minute walk up the hill, but I like to dawdle and take photos, as you know, and I'm gonna go for a little trek up to the old cathedral ruins, or chapel ruins, whatever they are. So that'll be cool, and I'll tell you a bit of the history behind that chapel when I'm there. I have no clue where I am. I think I'm somewhere around here, but this is the main walk up, and you can go like all the way around and do all the big loop, but I'll probably just do this one. A nice little cave and a very nice little lookout. You can ignore how I look for 1 second. I didn't have a chance to explain it while I was at the ruins because there was people there and it was all good. So those ruins back there, that's St. Anthony's Chapel, and so it's been dated back to about the 11th century that was originally built. It was built and owned by the Holyrood Abbess, or yeah, Abbey. The Abbess owned the Abbey and the Abbey owned the chapel. Sorry, that was a mouthful, but I will get better at this, by the way, this YouTube video vlogging stuff, because it's really awkward. But so the chapel was built in the 11th century. It was destroyed, something happened to it in roughly like the 14th century, and then the king at the time paid for it to be rebuilt in 1426, and so it was rebuilt, and then somewhere along the line it got destroyed again and never got rebuilt. But they didn't, like the Edinburgh Council did an excavation of it a few years ago, maybe 2005, and they found 2 bodies dating hundreds of years back and a bunch of relics and artifacts, so it's pretty cool. I look like a crazy person because it's so windy up here, but that's the summit up there. I just climbed down, it was very slippery. I did not fall over though because I'm kind of good, I'm just whispering because it's really awkward filming myself in front of people. Yeah, well, at the sea I'd rate it, no, 8 out of 10. Nice walk. Took me really long because I kept stopping at places. I'm very red, as you can tell, but there's like freaking 2 degrees up here, but it's like 9 degrees still there, so I'm heading back down. It's very, very foggy today. It's like supposed to rain later, so better go back before it starts to rain. But our descent, it's like so much warmer compared to up the top, because up the top you have nothing to stop you from the wind. There's a complete full exposure up there, but now that I'm down, well, halfway down already, the wind's coming. I actually don't know what way's north. I think north is that way, but so I think that the wind is blowing in a southerly direction, but I could be wrong because there's not really any wind anymore and I'm quite warm again. So I've got about a 40-minute walk back to my hotel, and then have a shower, get dressed, and go to the Edinburgh Farmers Market, which I will also try to film because I'll have a jacket on so people won't really notice my phone strap thing, or I'll just hold it in my hand and be weird and everyone will stare at me and be like, does she think she's an influencer? I'll be like, no, I don't think that. I'm rambling, sorry. Oh my gosh, I almost slid out in front of you guys. Okay, so I am back at my hotel. It is currently like 1:50. I think it's about to be 2 o'clock. I can't actually see a clock on my phone while I'm taking videos, but as you know, I look much different now than I did this morning. I looked quite terrible, but it's okay. So I've done a lot. I've done a lot of walking. My feet, oh, they're not too bad now, but they were hurting. They were very sweaty, which is too much information, but oh well. Okay, sorry, I had to cut that bit. I did Edinburgh Castle, I did the War Museum that they have at Edinburgh Castle, a bit small but wasn't too bad. And then I did the National Museum of Scotland, which was pretty cool, pretty interesting. Lots and lots of artifacts, like, very cool. It's very cool to see like all the old coins and stuff. And I took a lot of photos of the outside of the castle. You can't take photos inside like the buildings, which kind of sucked because like there was the Scottish crown, you're not allowed to take photos of it or anything, which was kind of gay. But took lots of photos outside of the castle. I didn't really video any of it because there was so many people. It was so busy. It was like painful trying to walk around. Oh my gosh, when I went inside the, so it's like you walk through the door to go see the Scottish crown. I didn't know that was what was in there. I just followed where everyone else was going. I went up the stairs and it's just full of people because it's tiny little rooms and you're in this massive line. It takes like 25 minutes to get through it just to see a crown and a sword and like a little scepter thing. And it's like, it was so not worth it. Oh my gosh, I was going crazy. And because it was really hot in there, they had the heaters on. I wanted to take off my jacket, but that meant taking off my backpack, and like, if I took off everything, I'd lose my spot in the line and I'd have to wait even longer. But so I just pushed on and was like dying of overheating. But oh well, such is life. Yeah. And so I took lots of photos at the National Museum of Scotland. I didn't take any photos in the War Memorial Museum thing. They had this big war memorial at the castle for like the World War II, World War One, all the Scots that died in those wars, but you're not allowed to take any photos in there. It's very similar to the big war memorial at Canberra War Memorial Museum thing, like the big one with the unknown soldiers tomb. I don't know if you guys know it, but oh well. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It was very fascinating, you know, going through the museum and seeing all the little bits and bobs from over the years. And yeah, so I took lots of photos of stuff. I'll include all those, and I'll put like text or whatever over. I have got it. I don't even know how to do this YouTube shit, so I've got to figure that all out as well. Yeah. Well, that's about it for the video, I believe. I've covered everything. Obviously, I didn't take any videos at the farmer's market. It was very small, like, it was like one lane of Yandina markets. It was very small. I got a donut and a hot chocolate, but that was it. Nothing else interested me. So I just walked past and went to Edinburgh Castle. Yeah, I have not eaten that much today, but I don't have a big appetite at the moment, so thanks for watching my first video, guys. I will be making more in the near future, I think. But yeah, hope you liked it. Love you guys, miss you guys.